Dump it off. Got it. Got the first down. Warren gonna go untouched. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A play so simple.
Welcome back to 5-Star Matchup. If you like what we do, make sure you head over to patreon.com/5SMU now to support the show for just $4 a month. Well, we're back after a couple weeks of painful brutality, with the Steelers' annual descent into chaos apparently coming earlier this year, but perhaps a knockdown, drag-out fight with their biggest rival is just what the doctor ordered. Enter two-time MVP Action Jackson, who, by his own standards, finds himself in the midst of a very middling to poor year so far, and the Steelers are hoping today isn't the day that changes. He likely gets this one going with an easy toss to Isaiah for a handful, followed by a toad up the gut to Henry, who last time he faced the Steelers had something like 430 yards rushing, and the Ravens are on the move. 2nd and 4 here though, and it's the Eater of Worlds, Trentavious Jordanian Watt, crashing down off the edge to destroy Henry in the backfield for a loss. Love to see it from the embattled former Defensive Player of the Year, setting the tone early. 3rd and 6 though, Lamar gets enough time to make his old-fashioned crab cakes in the pocket, and he lobs it deep down the sideline to his man Flowers, who snares it on his way out of bounds. Well, looks like the defense is picking up right where they left off. Watt again finds himself in Henry's back pocket, and on 3rd and medium, Lamar goes for it all, lobbing again to his man Flowers, who can't quite pull it in over the Steelers' #1 cover guy, Big Brandon Eccles, aka BBE, and this one falls harmlessly to the turf. Baltimore settles for the consolation kick and an early 3-0 lead. Out trots the freshly minted 42-year-old Aaron freakin' Rodgers, who, much like his counterpart, has had a very mediocre last month of play, though to be fair, at least Aaron is old as fuck and playing with a broken wrist. 1st and 10, we turn back the clock to 2012 as Aaron hucks it deep down the field to his #1 man, DeKalen Zacharias, who snares the Steelers' first 20-plus yard air catch since before Halloween. Are you f***ing serious? And don't look now, but the Steelers are in business. As any proper businessman might, Rodgers is donning his finest black and gold silks and firing yet another one to his man DK, this time on the left, and we are moving and grooving early in this one. 3rd and 1 though, Rodgers rolls the dice on DK again, but this time they can't connect, and whoa, Mike T is going for it on 4th? Love this call, and as I always say, if you can't slam directly into Connor Hayward's ass for a yard in the year of our Lord 2025, you don't deserve to win. 3rd and goal, and we're turning back the clock again. Rodgers play fakes, has no one, and darts for the corner of the end zone, strolling in as fast as his old man legs will carry him, and he puts the Steelers on the board with his first rushing score in years. And he hits the discount double check. Back to the Ravens, and you just know it's only a matter of time until Lamar gets going on the ground. He finds a few, but Henry finds nothing, and the Ravens almost immediately find themselves in a 3rd and medium, and let me get a B-E. Big Brandon Eccles flies in to take down Action Jackson for the M&T shaking sack, and the Ravens are stuck in neutral. Back to Rodgers and the boys with a chance to open up a lead. Will they score more than 7 points in the first quarter? All right, let's not daydream, Steve. Warren finds a few on 2nd, and on 3rd and 1, I again love the aggressiveness. R.D. Smith letting A-Rod sling it, and he rewards him with the dip and scramble of a much younger man, grabbing a first down to the diminutive one, but on 2nd look, Calvin's bobbling, and it's right back to the Ravens. Lamar faces a 3rd and 4 almost immediately, and he pulls it down and does his best Aaron Rodgers impression with a scramble up the gut for a first down. Very next play, and okay, I got a bone to pick here. I'm arguing Joey Jr. is just getting flags off his reputation at this point. There was admittedly another one later in this game that was an obvious penalty, but this one, I don't know, Chief. Not my fault DeAndre Hopkins is running in quicksand these days. Whatever though, who gives a flapping fuck as Lamar's man Flowers drops an easy as pie conversion on 3rd, and this drive is dead of tuberculosis in a gutter if you catch my drift. Steelers get it going with a toad up the middle for special teams terrorist Caleb Johnson. No, I'm never forgetting that. And we head extra expeditiously into the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 5, Rodgers looks and flips to wide receiver 2, Kenny Gainwell, who always gains well. The Steelers, who are starting to resemble a real NFL offense if you squint, are on the move again. Penalty sets up 2nd and forever, but worry not, because you can always find the wild elephant Darnell Washington over the middle for an insane snag and run. But unfortunately this time the turf monster gets the best of Darnell, and he goes down with a concussion. Would have thought he'd shatter the earth with that dome, but oh well. Get well soon, big man. 3rd and 3, and you know what? F*** it, we're the Steelers, and all we do is chuck long bombs that are complete down the sideline with our 4-time MVP quarterback, who's apparently still in his prime, or just on some really good painkillers this Sunday. Either way, it's another long chunk in stride to Kalen, and not to take Meatloaf's name in vain, but we're like a bat out of hell. Another one to Gainwell gains well, tack on the face mask for a bunch more, but another one to Kenny goes nowhere, and an annoyed Boswell trots out to kick an easy one with his eyes closed. Steelers extend the lead 10-3, but I hate settling for short field goals. Ravens get it started with the pitch out to Flowers, but on 3rd and 4, Lamar does what Lamar does. He scrambles and escapes the rush, spectacularly lobbing one, and it lands right in the baguette stealing arms of the Frenchman, James Pierre, who, by the way, absolutely owns Lamar Jackson, and it's another takeaway from Terrell Austin's ragtag gang of taker-awayers. Cruising for a bruising now, Aaron Rodgers, who I remind you is just 29 years old, again escapes the pocket and fires across the sticks to noted touchdown scorer Benny Sco for the sliding grab and one of the most aesthetic camera shots of the Rodgers x Steelers era. You'll love to see it. Who the is that? Adam Thielen? When the did he get here? Rodgers misses the fade to Metcalf on 3rd. Do fades ever work? And again, Boswell's slumber is sullied by a meager field goal using just a fraction of his powers, and the Steelers extend the lead. Oh wait, what? Okay, I gotta be honest, I don't see a penalty here, and I'm not really sure why the Steelers are getting another chance, but after the last month of watching this f***ing team, you know what? I'm not gonna feel bad about getting one of these. As is so often the case, in the very next play, it's the smooth, soulful stylings of Kenny G, who literally just runs by people every single week. I know the numbers don't jump off the page, but every week this guy makes plays. Very underrated player. Steelers are dominating in Baltimore. I repeat, the Steelers are dominating in Baltimore. 17-3 as time ticks in the second. Don't get too excited yet, though, because you and I both know the Steelers defense is capable at any moment of completely and totally melting down. And what do you know? Yup. Here it comes. You can feel it, right? The touchdown just before half that just ruins my mood for the free 15. The fateful 7 that changes it from a good half to just an okay half, right? Shockingly, though, on 3rd and 8, Lamar can find nobody as he fires meekly over the middle to a well-covered Flowers, and fuck! Another Joey Jr. penalty, this time pretty hard to argue. Why are you doing it, though? And it's a free first for the floundering Ravens offense. Of course, Jackson keeps him moving with a first to Bateman, forgot he existed. And a couple plays later on 3rd and goal, it's exactly what you knew was coming. The all-world runner, who admittedly for the first time just doesn't look quite as fast as he once did, if I'm being totally honest, tucks it and strolls in for the lead-having score as the half pulls near. Well, this firmly under things you hate to see. Loop misses the hoop, but an infuriating drive by the Ravens closes the gap to 17-9. Rodgers kneels it out, and we head in for orange slices and pretzel rods. Attention, whatever you do, please do not go to patreon.com/5SMU, and if you do, please do not sign up to support the show for just $4 a month. I do not want you to vote with your dollar for a new season next year. I would absolutely not appreciate it if you joined our Discord server for $1 a week. I think you'd have a really bad time there. Do not do it. Now roll the game. Into the 3rd quarter, and I don't know about you, but boy, I could use a Steelers dub, you know? I just don't have the energy for another soul-stealing, gut-punching second half right now. Please? Let's go! As you know, the year is 2010, and Aaron Rodgers is precisely 27 years old, so there's no reason he can't do this all day, even with a broken freaking wrist. Rodgers and DK run a very Roethlisbergerian scramble drill, and almost immediately the suddenly potent Pittsburgh offense is threatening again. Am I dead? You cannot tackle this man. Do not even try. 3rd and goal, Rodgers escapes the pocket again and fires a would-be touchdown to Gainwell, but it's just barely tipped to the line by Van Noy and falls short of his man. Boswell again is retrieved from the hyperbaric chamber for a kick far below his means, and he drills it while still asleep. Steelers 20, Ravens 9. Why even play run defense? Casey Hampton is rolling in his lazy boy. You know, it's not exactly rocket science. The Steelers for years employed great run defenses with average players like Chris Hoke, Travis Kershke, Kimo von Oelhoffen, Larry Foote, and so many others out there. That's not to slight those championship-winning players, but more to say, how the f*** are you this bad at stopping the run with Cam Hayward and TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith and the rest of these guys out there? Truly the worst run D I've ever seen the Steelers have in my 25-plus years of watching. Pierre stops him short of the goal, but it's academic as Lamar steps up and fires to a very open likely for the easy score, and suddenly we're looking at a 4-point game with the momentum firmly shifting towards the Ravens. Steelers, please! Rodgers sees zero rush, so he waits and fires it to DK for a handful, making it 3rd and manageable, and yet again he turns back the clock to 1997. Aaron Rodgers is literally 14 years old. What is going on? And where the f*** has this offense been all season? Did they seriously just need to go to Aaron's house for birthday cake this whole time? 2nd and 11, why not flip one out to the solar-powered all-electric meatball himself, who you know is always good for a few? And on 3rd and short, why not just do it again? Because there is literally no one over there, and what the f*** is happening? Jay darts down the sideline and scurries in for a frankly shocking score. The whole time I just kept being surprised there was no defender anywhere to be seen. And the Steelers again extend the lead, 27-16. And I'll be honest, I did not see this coming. Shout out to the Moothman, who also might have had a score here, and in a year like this, I can't say I blame him, but I do feel for you, Moothman. Back to Baltimore now, and don't get too excited yet, because Baltimore needs this just as bad as the Steelers do. Third and gotta have it, Action Jackson does what he does best and tucks it and runs for a first, followed by chilling in a crisp clean pocket to find a wide the open man deep downfield. And are we sure this is an AFC North game? Ravens right back in range already. Lamar keeps another for a handful, followed by another gash by Henry, who's suddenly putting together a great day at the office. And let's just say I'm leaning a little more forward in my chair as we head into the fourth and final stanza. 2nd and 9 here, Lamar fires at sidearm to Ali, who goes down just barely about halfway there. And on 3rd and makeable, Jackson foolishly flips one to Rashad Bateman, who just really sucks every time I see him play football respectfully. And he drops the easy conversion for no reason whatsoever. Maybe it's just me, but a receiver shouldn't be wearing number 7. It ain't right. Ravens again take the consolation kick from Lou, pulling within a score, 27-19. Still aggressive, the Steelers get it going through the air with an easy one to DK, followed by a little nothing for nothing to the meatball to set up a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 11, and Rodgers waits and fires to the forgotten Moothman, who stumbles short of the 6 for a pointless few, and it's right back to the suddenly surging Ravens. 1st and 10, and oh, it's really gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Lamar in his pillow soft pocket fires an easy loft to the wide the open Flowers, and just like that, the Ravens are in business. Well, at least I won't have to make the show. Wait, this is the show. What is happening? Am I tripping? Well, that might not be Bob Spillane out there, but Henry runs into a brick wall on 3rd, but it matters not because he finds a sieve on 4th, and god fucking damn it. A couple plays later here, the pocket finally collapses on Jackson, who's lucky just to get rid of it. And on 3rd and 8, it's shockingly more of the same as the Steelers keep him contained until he's forced to helplessly throw incomplete, and the Ravens are stuck with another kick. Mediocre! Great stop by the Steelers, but man, oh man, are the Ravens blowing chances. Back to Rodgers and the boys in white, and do they have just a little more magic left in them? Nice. And Rodgers throws and it's right into the nasty mitts of a burly D lineman who bats it up and intercepts it for the game-changing pick. But wait just a minute. Upon further inspection, it's clear that the 7-year-old quarterback has turned the clock back even further, so far that the bones in his wrist have already recalcified, and it turns out the discount double checker himself snares this one and is down by contact before the interception. Great save by Aaron, but this drive is on life support. Henry takes it and rockets up the middle, and visions of a 30-27 vomit-inducing cringe fest are suddenly dancing in this head of mine. Whoop! Watt just misses a sack on Lamar, who barely gets rid of it, and on 3rd and medium, he fires deep to a way out of bounds DeAndre Hopkins, setting up a gigantic 4th and 5, which they convert easily on a pitch and catch to Flowers. Ugh. Couple plays later on a 3rd and long, and why not just leave their very best man wide open in the middle of the field? We already know the Steelers never think about that area, and Flowers gallops deep into Steeler territory as time ticks towards 3 minutes left, and that sets up our
5-star
play of the game.
Fake to Henry on 1st down. Go to the end zone. They've got a touchdown. Ball's knocked out, but he had it long enough, likely.
And there it is. After dominating the Ravens for 57 minutes, 2-time former MVP Lamar Jackson hits Isaiah Likely for the lead-changing score, and what? Upon further inspection, the Zebras take another look, and ruh-roh, they overturn what looks to this commentator's eyes like an extremely obvious and clear touchdown catch as Baltimore boos loudly. Well, I hate to be on the side of our biggest rival, but I don't know, fam. I gotta say what I gotta say, and to me, this is a touchdown. I was absolutely shocked they overturned it, but hey, I'll take it. Still the matter of the 2 minutes and some change, though. Henry gets stoned short of the 6 on 2nd and behind the line on 3rd, setting up the all-or-nothing 4th and 5, which falls incomplete. Captain Cam Hayward spies Lamar, and Andrews cannot come unstuck from the former Raven, current Steeler Patrick Queen, and the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. Steelers stay in the lead, but still have minutes to chew. Frustratingly, for the first time today, they go extremely conservatively with a patented Arthur Smith run pass, and it's right back over to the Ravens, albeit with a long ways to go, and just a single timeout in their purple velour-lined pockets. It's a 1st and 20 after penalty, and Lamar takes just a few, trading a lot of time. And on 2nd, just a couple more, and would you look at this clock? The veteran quarterback is absolutely chewing it. Tick, 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 tick. 3rd and 11, and again, it's a slow and plodding run up the middle for Lamar, who has now used a full minute before getting even a single 1st down. Ravens find themselves running out of time before they can even get out of 1st gear. 4th and 2, though, just to piss me off and keep me working a little while longer, Lamar hunts and pecks the buttery-fingered Likely, who snares this one and keeps their narrow chances alive. Now under 30 to go, Lamar drops and zips one over the middle for a bunch, but tick, tick, tick. 25 seconds, 24, 23, time is not on their side. Jackson clocks it, and on 2nd and 10 takes a few, again trading a ton of time for it though, and there are just a measly 10 seconds left. Setting up our rare second 5-star
Play of the game.
The outcut right away. They're taking 7 seconds. They're running after him, and they get to him. They end the game with a sack.
Alexander the Great, aka Steelers Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee Alex Highsmith, flies around the edge and absolutely wrecks the dynamic Jackson, and down he goes for the game-ending sack. Say it with me, your Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-6. So at 7-6 and back in the driver's seat of the AFC North after a maddening 2-5 midseason stretch, where are we really at with this team with 4 games to go? Certainly today was the best they've looked since the Bengals win nearly a month ago, but that being said, they were still a single very controversial overturn away from blowing a 14-point lead. Credit to him though, Mike Tomlin's Steelers made play after play when it counted, and delivered likely their signature win of the 2025 season in their biggest rival's house. And I'm not going to knock them for that in any way, shape, or form. The offense, led by the obscenely old Aaron Rodgers, looked refreshed today, and his fractured wrist seems to be getting better already. The offensive line continues to hold up well, especially in pass protection, and today they were able to give Rodgers a ton of time to even hit some scrambled drill field flippers for the first time all season. I'm encouraged by the fact that they finally played more of what looked like an Aaron Rodgers offense with more straight-up shotgun passing to multiple wideouts, and I think it was clear that he looked all the more comfortable doing what he's done for 20 years. The defense, on the other hand, still looks anything but elite, surrendering another 420 yards in total, including 217 on the ground. Still, they found a way to get stops when they needed them most, and the pass rush ultimately ended the game with a sack on Lamar. Is this a Super Bowl contender? No. But looking around at the rest of the AFC, is this a team that could steal their very poor division and win a game against one of the wild cards at home? I see no reason they can't. The conference's best teams are, for the most part, extremely inexperienced in such situations, while the traditional powerhouses continue to look like lesser versions of themselves. The Steelers, if they can build a little momentum here with Miami on the docket next week, might just be set up to hit their stride at the right time. Or maybe they'll just crash and burn even more spectacularly. Either way, I'm seated. Onto the Fins. Here we go.